Okay, so we're back. Welcome to episode 4. So back in level 3, episode 3, we got to level 11. So sorry about the lag. I ended up fixing it. So you'll notice the quality of the video is a little bit lower, but you won't see any lag or anything like that. So we're in Teldrassil. We got a few upgrades here and there. Fought a couple elites. Kind of a backstory because you couldn't see much. We just went through most of the Dalinar quests. Got a few upgrades here. The imbued primal belt. And then that was really it. We have an item that we get at level 14 that we can equip. This rigid cape of the monkey, which is actually perfect for us. A lot of I would say there were some funny moments where I'd record through the whole thing and then I realized it wasn't working. So that was brutal. So sorry about that, I apologize. So the goal for episode 4 here, what we're gonna do is really get a good base where we finish up the rest of Teldrassil, and then we kind of go from there. So last episode we kept pushing forward, dealt with some early game grind, made a little progress. Today's the goal is simple: keep leveling, get smoother with the hunter rotation, and keep building momentum. So with that, let's get started. So here's the next goal. So we're just going to finish up the rest of Teldrassil, finish up the current quest chains, head over to Darnassus, and then hopefully be heading on to new areas soon. So we're going to start with Denilin's Earth. So we're going to go further down, kind of check up on things. So I haven't done too much research in the professions. My warrior does have mining, so I don't think I'm going to do mining. I might do herbalism or whatnot. I don't want to go too much into the professions because once we get to Miss Pandaria, a lot of it ends up being stuff we can level up later on. And it would kind of give me a good framework for kind of developing some more long form where I go a little bit more in detail into each individual, like for instance, what kind of index funds you should invest in, what index funds I'm investing in. So I won't go too much into the professions, but I'll definitely focus on it a little bit. Timberlands are really not much of a challenge. I think we're gonna have to kill some of them and then grab some of those green things, wherever they are. So yeah.
Be with you.
So kind of the theme right now is
I am honored.
we gotta go through this cut through. So Small Wings Compound. Kind of doing those individual quests early on. Each quest doesn't feel like too much. I mean, you might get a few bars, a few XP bars, and whatnot, but ultimately,
how may I help?
Those things accumulate, and the goal from 1 to 90, like we talked about in the previous episode, is, the middle is very boring. It can be very boring. But if you kind of stick it out, you start to see the progression a little bit more, and, then you get yourself to a spot where, you can start kind of really seeing that progress start to compound. So we can get some of these sprouts. But yeah, I mean, I'll give you some backstory. I remember so I started working full-time in 2019, and, I remember what I did personally was kind of stayed at home, minimize my expenses, and put as much money as I possibly could into the 401k. And I remember the first day I got my paycheck, and it was a few $100s into the S&P 500 through the 401k, and then I remember being like, wow, this is a huge accomplishment. You went from $0 to a few $100s, and it seemed like everything was going great. And kind of after that first little deposit, I started to see, then it doubled from the original because I contributed the same amount. And then it started to be 1/3, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So kind of the thrill of seeing it go up by a certain amount of percentage started to wane. But I think what you realize along the way is, you know, a lot of those small wins there that you start out at ultimately turn into big wins, you know, as you start to see, you know, you start to go through your goals, or you know, you save and invest over time, and you start to see the amount become a lot greater. And you know, I think that ultimately that's kind of the goal there, because once you get to that spot, then you start realizing, oh wow, like this could actually turn into something big. So I think that as you continue to progress, and as we continue to progress on this account, it really won't seem like anything crazy. Like, I think, what am I at level 11 still? But you know, as those levels go up, and as you see the progress over, you know, a significant amount of time, you'll start to really see the progression. And it happens incrementally. It's not something that happens all at once, and you know, that's kind of the key with it. So I have to go somewhere over here. Do I have to go underground? No, I have to go back to this dude. So let me just get this last. So we don't have aspect of the cheetah yet, so we're still working on that stuff. So aspect of the hawk. Oh, perfect. Oh wait, no. When do I get aspect of the cheetah? So not till 24. So it looks like we're gonna be getting that mount first before we even. What are those guys? Those guys look strong. So hopefully this guy drops something. Yeah, I mean, again, so like one quest doesn't feel like much. One level doesn't feel huge. Obviously, like that level 10, level 12. You know, one good habit doesn't change your life overnight, but repeated small wins do become progress, and progress is everything. The key's not being perfect. It's staying consistent, kind of being the best person you can be, and you know, keep steady and slow and steady. And it's really the tortoise and the hare kind of analogy, where the hare goes in spurts really fast, and you know, the tortoise ends up winning. And you know, kind of a metaphor, just staying slow and steady, and you know, understanding that there's there's a lot of change, you know, a lot of change that can happen, and you know, seeing that change over time, if it's good change, is you know, definitely the best play. So I'm going to go with Beast Mastery. So I haven't heard any, I haven't gotten any comments yet about,
Hello.
you know, kind of naming the beast and whatnot. But we're gonna do Beast Master, I think, at least till we get to 90. Really just for the questing aspect of it, and then by the time we get to 90, we'll start working more on PvP and whatnot. So we're gonna learn Beast Mastery. So we get Kill Command. Okay, perfect. Alright, so another good spell. So we're gonna end up unlearning those talents down the road, a ways down the road. Okay, so bottom areas. Okay. Okay, so we're right back. So yeah, again, apologies for the previous video. I just thought I'd include it, just to kind of get the whole, you know, whole encapsulation. I mean, if I'm showing creating the account, you know, I feel like I have to show all the levels too, even if it's -5 FPS. But nonetheless, you know, in WoW, one quest feels small. In real life, saving a little money or making one good decision feels small too. But the whole game's built on small wins stacking up. It really is. It really, really is. So as we continue to move along, I'm just gonna kind of test how many mobs I can do. I think these guys are pretty low level. I'm 4 levels higher than these guys, so I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. But just gonna keep moving. We got our cat. I'm gonna see what this does. Obviously level 6, but it's 14, so it's pretty strong. I don't know why I'm trying to kill these guys. Give me no XP at this point, but as we keep on moving, gonna start to see a little bit of a snowball, and it increases the rate of XP once we start moving through. I still haven't decided what our game plan is for the next zone, but I'm gonna save that for the next video. I wonder if there's a chest or something over here. Oh, they're all here. Yeah, it's pretty seamless. This is kind of going the wrong way, but yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot to explore here. But as we keep moving along, you know, kind of again, the naming the game with a hunter and what we're gonna do with the beast mastery is really letting that aggro. Starting to lean towards a tankier pet. The only downside is dungeons, so maybe not actually. Unless we go solo dungeons. But we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. Level 7. Level 6 Night Saber. It's a little bit of a walk. So we're going to keep moving. There's not going to be too many zones we fully clear out like we will Teldrassil, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the nature, especially once you hit around 60, once the leveling starts to truly slow down, it's going to be one of those, we're going to do a couple quests while we wait for the dungeon finder. Once we get the dungeon finder, we'll move along. Unless you guys want to see more just straight zone leveling. Kind of up to you guys. But we're moving along. Only actually 8 levels away from the mount. I believe it's 20. I think 20 you get a 60% mount, and then 40 you get 100. But we'll have aspect of the cheat and all that stuff. So here's Denelin. So we are going to talk to our friend over here. And they're attacking my cat. So we're just gonna...
I don't have a target.
Yes, that's fine. So we need these mossy tumors. Alright, so we're back to getting XP, thank God. So we're gonna keep moving along. I think some of these harpies get to a pretty decent level, so we're gonna start seeing the XP move up again. So our first Elder Knight Saber. Okay. Starting to get a little harder to kill, which is good. At least it's a challenge. Just going along here. What are these? Please be like level 9 or level 10. Okay, cool.
It's too far away.
Damage definitely stacks. Damage definitely stacks. Okay. Keep on moving. Keep on trucking along. Yeah, I mean, ideally we want to keep away from the big mobs. Obviously we haven't really been exposed to too many difficult matchups so far, but that may change sooner rather than later. So now we get up to our first level 10. So only imagine what the regular blow would be doing right now as opposed to the one we have. But yeah, I mean, we really want to learn how to get rhythmic with a lot of these battles. I think that's ultimately kind of the play here.
I need to get closer.
Just Gonna slowly try to kill this guy.
I need a target.
Say that. Just evaporates. But yeah, I mean, some funny stories. When I made my Night Elf Druid, the first class I ever leveled, he was a balanced druid, and you know, I remember kind of going through Teldrassil and being like, you know, bouncing around between 5 other accounts and 5 other starting areas, and not really directed towards one specific goal in mind, which really would have been max level, and then continuing to progress and get gear. I remember I got to level 55 and then made a Death Knight, and you know, slowly made my way. But
The target.
it was, you know, quite an adventure being a younger kid and not really wanting to stick things and see things through. It's a lifelong challenge for pretty much everybody, but you know, you gotta, especially if you're almost there, like you just gotta completely try to grow and develop and, you know, continue to improve throughout life. You know, it's different with BOA. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I don't even think BOA has durability, which is actually insane. So we won't really have to worry too much about that, at least until we get to Pandaria. Yeah, I mean, really what we're outlining here is the framework for a system. If your system's weak, everything's gonna get messy. You know, whether it's cleaning your bag space or understanding strategy, you need the whole package. You know, to be a complete person. You know, excellent at PvP or great in dungeons, a guy who carries everybody. You need a little bit of everything.
Goodbye.
So we're going to be killing Gargantuan Tumor. So I'm only getting 900 XP. It's crazy. But I'm glad we got a little bit of BOA as opposed to really what could have been just ultimately, I don't know, we could have decked him out with everything, with literally everything. But I don't find that fun. Sometimes even having all this stuff is pretty easy, at least so far. It won't always be that way. It will be easier completely. And as you've seen, I would have to assume, like, if I didn't have it, not only would I not be the level that I'm at, but I'd probably only be maybe early level 11, maybe late level 10, just based on there's a 20% boost in XP, because I have I have the shoulders and I have the chest. But as you see, the gearing, you know, the questing starts getting a little easier once you have the mounts and you can start moving along a little faster. But again, it starts out slow, it always does. You know, one other thing on the bag space is it's really like financial organization. Like having so much clutter, if you have a portfolio of, you know, anything more than 5 stocks, like, first of all, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You're gonna have so much stuff going on. You're gonna try to keep track of every little thing, every little information, morsel of detail, but just owning index funds and going slow, and, you know, even doing bonds for your emergency funds, you're going to be so much further ahead. You know, you're going to minimize the mistakes, and you're not going to have any regret in hindsight saying, hey, I wish I did this. But to that, the good part about that is sometimes if you make that mistake, you learn from it, and you never end up making the same mistake. Okay, so I guess we don't even attack the harpies. This has changed a lot. So we're gonna keep moving along. We're gonna head over to Darnassus. We're gonna try to get some professions. I'll have to see what we're gonna do for professions. Maybe we can do leather working. I have to see. Skinning and leatherworking might be one. I'll have to think about it. But we're gonna keep moving. Obviously, as you've seen, graphics look a little worse. But at least there won't be much lag. I don't really understand. I cleared my storage and then kind of kept moving along. But I've just lowered the resolution on it. So it should be good, but it's just amazing, the graphics on this. It really is. It's an incredible game, truthfully. A lot of visionaries. But yeah, I mean, kind of on a side note, like once you get to certain checkpoints, it's reassessing the situation and, you know, kind of going from there. But obviously you learn with time, you grow and develop, you kind of figure things out, and as you keep moving along, you'll be in a much better place than you were even a little while before. So we're gonna keep going, keep moving. Level 13. So level 13 now, and I see what's happening. Okay, good to know. So what are the quests? All right. So the natural progression is to go to Darkshore. Maybe they've cleaned it up since then, since the last time I played, which is probably 10 years, so probably, judging by the whole quest rework in Teldrassil. But we did get to level 13. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. And we're gonna have a huge head start in Darkshore. So
what brings you here?
Bring her the recipe book, and she's gonna give us some XP. And that's 50 quests completed already. That's insane. Okay. So before I go over here, I'm gonna.
With you.
It's a low level quest now. That's insane. Okay. Back to Dalinar? Okay.
Goddess bless you.
So we're gonna go back.
I shall.
So I'm trying to think what we should do. I've never done engineering, so that would be very interesting. I don't know if I do a gathering and a production. So I guess we'll do leatherworking and skinning. Which means we might have to go back a little bit. We'll see. I'm not too concerned with professions. I know first aid, cooking we might need. We'll go from there. I did not expect this quest line to be so easy for the remainder of Teldrassil, but looks like there's another quest over here. Might consider
My goods
it.
are of the highest quality.
Let's start cleaning up the bags. Just clean up. Hopefully I didn't sell that cloak. I think it's over here. I think we're alright. That's the cloak. Apple. Bag. Oh, 8 slot bag. We want that. We're gonna sell that. We're gonna sell this. We're gonna sell this. There might have been gear that we could have used, but at this point, we really don't need much. So I guess we'll do whatever quests are here. Kind of want to just get a good starting point by the time we get to Darkshore, because it will get a little bit more difficult. Definitely.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
So cooking trainer.
With you.
We'll just learn it, but
Next we meet.
not too concerned about professions. I think we might go.
Peace be with you.
Fill the amethyst files. 1,000 XP. We might as well, because then I can
Goddess, watch
then I
over
can
you.
start kind of doing some skinning, get those levels up a little bit before we head into the next zone. Let's see. It seemed like it was up here. It's not. So he was probably just right where I was. Profession trainer. Okay.
I am honored.
Okay. So I want to learn some skinning, training and skinning. And now
Good
I
luck,
want
friend.
to learn more about production. We want to go to
Be
okay,
careful.
so now we have our professions, skinning and leatherworking. I'm gonna put that over there. And then leatherworking, we just need scraps and stuff, so nothing crazy. Okay, this is good. So we're gonna take another journey over there.
Goddess bless you.
I want to get first aid too while we have it, and
What
May the
brings you
stars
here?
guide you.
profession.
Farewell.
So we'll try to get everything if we can. I think we just need first aid, fishing,
How may
archaeology.
I help?
Okay.
Greetings.
So so
To
they
the
don't
next
have
meet.
first aid. I'm curious, why not?
I am honored.
Okay. Whatever.
Good luck,
So
friend.
we'll get it later. No rush. So we're gonna keep moving along. Keep on moving along. It's gonna be a little bit of walking here. Obviously not the most optimal play. Kind of going through Teldrassil and whatnot. Yeah, but so while we're walking, I think that truthfully the best way, 2026 to make a return on your investment is investing in yourself. I mean, we talked about it, going back to school, getting certifications, particularly going to school with a certification in mind, so you could take the prerequisites and go through it. From my experience, I did my undergraduate in economics and then kind of moved a little bit further into the accounting space, and I went back, got my basic accounting certificate, kept moving along through that process, and then eventually got my master's at the end of 2025, which was a master's in business with a specialization in accounting. But while even while I was an undergraduate, I was looking for jobs, things of that sort, and I think a lot of it is just getting the experience, building the resume, and building the confidence as well. Getting yourself to a spot where you can really feel like you're making a difference. You're, kind of developing and getting to a spot where, it would almost be weird for somebody not to hire you. And I know everyone's going to say, well, the job market this, the job market that, but there's always going to be opportunity. You really should be looking at it the glass half full, because truthfully there's a lot of stuff going on, and if you're in your 20s, if you're younger, even if you're in your 30s, 40s, early 50s, there's still a lot of time for you to go back to school. Really, if you're older though, focus on a certification, because you probably have some form of school. But just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. It's important. It really, you'll benefit so much by just kind of getting into a space where you can start getting certifications. Here we go, our first scraps. But yeah, that's truthfully the best way to do it. Certifications. No one can take that away from you. Again, you could say what you want about AI, but truthfully, it's gonna help you so much down the road. And we get our second one. Can we skin these guys? I don't know. Let's find out. No. So it's really just the tigers. So we're gonna keep moving along. It's kind of good we ended up with these kind of late zone quests because we'll be able to get our skin, our leather working up too, in addition to skinning. Kind of gonna go a little bit out of my way to attack these night sabers so I can continue to get skinning. So when we move to the next area, we'll just keep cooking. So moving along. Moving along. If you see any night sabers, we're gonna take them down. Too bad we couldn't skin the heart because it's a little messed up, but you know, it would be nice. So we are going to keep on. So we are about a third the way through 13 into 14. So here's where the heart. So I guess they've changed a little bit, maybe. Maybe we're just not that far in the quest line. Oh, there we go. Okay, so silvery spinnerets. Let's see. Silvery spinnerets. Okay, so here are the harpies. Oh, they're only level 9. I think they go up to level 11 or 12 even. So I don't think we can skin these guys, but we'll just keep moving along. Yeah, so here is what we're talking about. This is where it starts getting a little difficult. You know, I am 4 levels higher than these guys right now, but that's going to change fast. Especially once we get in the next area. But this is a good test. Kind of taking all we've learned about, you know, not overextending yourself and getting yourself to a spot where you can take on as little risk as possible. But again, a lot of it is basically like, you know, I definitely learned in college in economics that we are risk averse. We focus a lot on whether or not we can handle things, stomach things. But it is always an adventure. It is absolutely. These guys spawn fast. That's kind of lucky. So we're just gonna clean out the rest of these guys. That should get us our 6th one, which it does. And keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. So ultimately, this is going to be quite the adventure to journey all the way over there. I guess it's not too far. I don't know if I should go back and turn in the quests. I don't know what the deal is. Just dishing out damage. We're gonna go after these night sabers. Get a few more skinning levels. We're gonna try to get to. I think we have to try to get to at least 50 before we move to the next zone. So. I don't want to do too much off camera unless it's truly painful. But luckily we got the professions relatively early, not too early, but relatively early. Would have helped a little early on, but I'm not really trying to go in here with any I'm not trying to go in here with any kind of biases or think I can do something kind of over plan or whatnot. I think it's important to just kind of see start things from scratch and not over analyze and just do so much that
I'm out of range.
that you know, without your guys' input. You know, I definitely want to make this as collaborative as possible. But it is quite the adventure. I'm glad these guys are level 11, getting some really good XP, to be honest with you. And everyone's so close, too. It's really awesome. I would love to fight an elite here. Good test. Okay. So as you can tell, I'm not like a beginner player by any stretch. Definitely not an expert by any stretch. So we gotta kill that chick. So I'm gonna get some levels here. Hopefully it's not like 55 or something to be able to leatherwork these guys. I'll have to find out, but probably get some good light leather from these guys. Damn it! So I need level 10 skinning. Oh my God, all right. So I might do a bit off camera, or we could just extend this video a little more. But I think I'm gonna come out with another video tonight. Just start pumping them out. If you guys like these, always feel free to give a like, and you can subscribe if you want. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out, and it's ultimately I want it to be collaborative. I don't want to make it to the point where, you know, we're all not on the same page here. So that guy's level 11, so I can't skin him. But we're gonna keep moving. Just building up that XP. Moving along. So I got 35% increase in attack power. That's insane. I'm not necessarily sure if it matters too much what the talent is. I would love to do aim shot or something like that where I can just kind of destroy. I mean, you can make the case for survival, you can make the case for marksmanship. Oh, plans. Maybe for my warrior, but I doubt it.
I need to get closer.
So I'm level 9. So we're at least... Maybe I don't need to do much because if I need level 10 skilling for a level 11, I assume it probably goes up by 5. So we'll just try to get the bare minimum here. I'm so used to Dunforge, or I forget the name of it. The starting area where the dwarfs are. I'm so used to seeing boars around, because that was the last starting zone I've done, which was back in 2019, to be honest with you. At one point I was a huge fan of starting zones, and now I just want to keep seeing things through. You know, but it changes over time, obviously. A lot of it kind of becomes... it's just funny how things change, I guess. So I'm gonna keep moving along. We're up to level 13. Everything is going pretty good. 6 light leather? Are you kidding? How did I get 6 light leather for that? Do I have, like... I don't know. Really don't know. I'll take it, though. Any day of the week. Twice on Sundays. Today's Sunday, so taking it twice. But we're... Oh, leatherworking supplies. So, let me see if I can make anything. Oh, okay. So we're gonna make the light leather first. Get a few leatherworking skills. I'm gonna hold on to light leather. Let's sell some of our while we're here if we can.
I am honored. How may I help?
So we're gonna sell you. Don't need you. You. And we almost are at 14. I believe we're not 14 just yet. So I'm going to hold on to that cape for now. Well, I'm gonna definitely hold on to it, but I might equip it soon.
Be careful.
So we're gonna start turning in some quests.
Can I assist you?
keep moving. I think there's probably the last quest in this sequence. Might keep saying that, but I'll go back over there in a second. Let's turn in this quest. It says it's really close, so why not? Might be doing two quest lines at once. I always thought it was a gray mob if you were 5 levels higher, but it seems it's like 10% or something. Oh, so we got a bit to go. Okay, whatever. I'm down. So we'll try to get to 15 if we can, and then Dark Shore will be a joke. But just beautiful nostalgia. I mean, one of the best starting areas in the game, and that's saying something. There's a lot of great starting areas. We're gonna keep moving along. I might try to get a few more quests in, and we'll have to see. I might end it soon, just because we can then just start right back up. Just upload the video and then go to the next one. But it's nice to take a little break while the video uploads. I do like this YouTube thing. It's pretty fun. It's not the best just to hear myself talk, but down the road we'll get some feedback. Always do some live streams. I really want to just get those videos up though. I definitely think that that's more fun, so even I can just recreate my own journey down the road. So we're getting close to this quest area. Kind of real adventure here. So we're gonna keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
How may I help?
Ooh, what do we got here? Nice.
Be
Some
careful.
agility. Oh, we got pants. Nice.
Greetings.
Kind of like the shorts, but
Peace
I like
be
the
with
agility too. Okay, so now we're 14. Now we are 14. So we're gonna keep moving along. So just gotta spell beast lore, gather information. What does that do? Ooh, Hunter's Mark and Disengage. Damn. Alright. So we got a few skills here. So Hunter's Mark is the primo, for sure. We wanna do... so this is going to be a segue into our first macro. So while we continue to walk, so macros, for those of you who don't know, you can basically just do multiple things at a time. So we're going to do a new one. We're going to try to find Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark. Hunters. Okay. And we got Hunters. We're gonna do cast. Okay. We're gonna do. Oops. And in macros, we're gonna go here. Cast. Hunters. Oops. Cast. Hunters. Arc. Then we're gonna do. How about we'll do cast concussive shot. Cast arcane shot. Actually, sorry. I'm gonna try this serpent's sting. More of a PvP centric macro, but let's just test it out here.
I can't cast that yet.
Okay, so we can only do one at a time. I'm just curious. So we'll take out the concussive shot. So we're gonna take out the concussive shot here. Yeah, you can just do multiple at a time. It's very useful for PvP and whatnot. As you can see, like for instance, my warriors got a few. Yeah, I want to get back on the warrior too. We'll give it time. It didn't look like it cast serpent's sting. Serpent. Still, computers are smart, but they're not that smart yet. I just want to see if it
That's
works.
recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Probably still spelled it wrong or something. Serpent sting. Okay, it's kind of weird. Alright, well, for now, I'm sure stuff will come up. So we're going to head over here. I don't know why. This should be working. Maybe I'll take a look into the macros at a later date. This ended up being the perfect level to get up skinning, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it could have been a little better, obviously, but still. Still pretty good. I loot him, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna be 14 here. Fill up here. And then I think with that, we're going to see what more we have to do left. I think I'm probably going
Is there trouble?
to end
What
this
is
video
nature's call?
here. And this is just one request. In that case, try to do that one more quest. You know what? Let's end it here. Yeah, so I guess a couple questions. What's your favorite starting zone in WoW? Was it kind of being a human warrior, kind of going through it, being a Goldshire and whatnot? Was it somewhere on the Horde? Yeah, just let me know. But with that, yeah, we'll end it here. We'll get back to it right at the start once I upload this video, and then yeah, we'll have a good one. And then I'll be uploading a lot of videos these upcoming few days. So obviously, just feel free to reach out if you have any questions or have any input. I'd love to hear. I really would. It would be great not to just have to talk to myself the whole time. But yeah, with that, we're gonna end it here, and we'll get right back after it shortly. So yeah, thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.